into a check. Watch me turn my bills, yeah, into a check. I gotta hit that one time. Let's try that. Into a check. Watch me turn my bills. Hey, into a check. Watch me turn my bills. Hey, into a check. Watch me turn my bills. Into a check. Watch me turn my bills. Yeah, into a check. Watch me turn my bills. Yeah, into a check. These bills used to stress me out on the first. Could pay it to the fifth. They gave me to the third. I didn't read a word. Damn, I'm tripping, yeah. Remedy bill right there. Black and white sentences. I'm having about 10 kids. Teaching me lessons, yeah. Contracts got equity. Waiting for you to clear. I know times I get loud. That make me swing in your ear. I'm still talking. I'm still speaking. Okay. All right, we back. Part 2. Okay. Part two. Okay. Hopefully we was able to go ahead and remove those that are not competent and strong enough to hear this message. We have to eradicate the simpletons. All right, we got to eradicate the simpletons. All right, remember, y'all, it's going to be the few, the proud, the informed. Okay, I took that out of the page of the Army. Y'all know that'd be a few, the proud, the Marines. I love that shit. Man, I'm like, man, I almost was about to sign up. The few, the proud, the Marines. Okay? All right, so you already understand, family. This information, again, is going to make a lot of folks mad. It's going to make a lot of folks mad. You're going to try to have this conversation with your grandma. You're going to try to have this conversation with your dad, your mom. They're going to be like, loose here, devil. Take this wicked foolishness out of here. And then if it was me, I'd be like, objection. It's you that's the wicked one. It's you that is not knowledgeable. It's you that shall perish for the lack of knowledge. And that's why the family is the way it is. Because none of us know shit. Somebody got said at the family reunion, say at the family meeting or something. Somebody just got to like just blank out. Just go nuts. All right? Just go nuts. Folks going to be quiet as hell like, oh, what the? Just do it. All right? All right? So, remember, when we're reading these Acts, all right, the reason why we read the 3 verses in the Bible, all right, it was to show you how it relates to our everyday contracting, family. Everyday contracting. Okay? Y'all remember the prayer? How did the prayer go when you go to sleep? Our Father who art in heaven, thou be thy name. Because a name was never given. Our Father who art in heaven, thou be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. Meaning, the name is hollow until you fill it with the living. Hallowed be thy name. Because I got to add some substance. The name is hollow until you fill it. Okay? Meaning, bring your natural person assent. All right? Meaning you got to come forth. Hallowed be thy name. Okay, what's the next part? What's the next part? Y'all know the next part? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. thy kingdom come. Y'all remember reading, for those that did read, Sesame by Act 1666, part 1. It talks about how we're supposed to come back and reclaim our realm. Do y'all know what realm means? Kingdom. Let the be built. Let the be built. All right, meaning our estate is the kingdom. And is Jesus supposed to fill our estates? No. As above, so below, on earth as it is in heaven. Okay. All right, so let's break it down. Yeah, give us this day our daily bread. Give us our daily interest. You got to remember, give us our monthly interest, because interest matures daily. Okay? Okay, let's break it down. All right, so we got our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. What's the next part? Lead us not into temptation. What does that sound like? Don't that sound like a motherfucking janky ass salesman? Come on down, get you a brand new 4-door. Get you a brand new 3-seat SUV. Bad credit, no job. Come on with it. You gonna run it down there, going to get the car. I ain't got no credit. Let's get it. And they run it and be like, sorry, ma'am. Your credit is a little low. We're gonna need you to put down $30,000 on a $10,000 car. And we be like, $30,000 on $30,000 down on a $10,000 car. Let me, man, I can't do that. Let me go work on my credit score. I know if I leave, man, I know somebody can probably grab that car. It's gonna be gone. Let me try to make some phone calls. That's what's going on. We lead our own damn self into temptation. But back to it, back to the prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. All right? Lead us not into temptation, because if they do, that's a violation of our fair credit or our basic consumer rights. It's our right to be heard, our right to be safety. Okay? Lead us not into temptation. Forgive us from... No, wait a minute. I skipped the whole damn part. Wait a minute. I missed the whole part. We're talking about forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. Okay? All right? So remember, so if we're saying forgive us of the debt as we forgive the debtor, what are y'all hearing? Are y'all hearing what I'm hearing? Oh yeah, shall not be no trespasses and those who trespass against us. Meaning our names are getting trespassed on if we don't come back and claim. Now, if we don't come back and claim, is it trespassing? Meaning if I got trespassing signs on my door and you walk into my house and I don't call authorities, what just happened? Nothing. If somebody walk into my house and steal everything and I don't make a report or a claim, what just happened? Nothing. Can I get insurance check if I don't file a claim? No. How many of us are filing claims? Majority of us are not. Okay? A lot of us are going to work and just taking life as it comes. We call it grabbing the life by the bullhorn. Why the hell is you grabbing life by the bullhorn when God already gave you everything you need? Exactly. The name is the trust. We're the gods and we have rights. Simple. I'm going to say it again. The all caps name is Jesus. It's the name that you're supposed to be using in business. We're the guys that's using the names in business. Okay? And we all have business entities. All right? And we have rights. We have inalienable rights. We have God rights. Now, did I say that we're the creators of this whole? I didn't say that. All right? I said we're gods. Gods. Meaning there's more than one. Meaning all of us come together when we create good. That is God. Everything that is good is God. Meaning good faith, you're moving in God's way. And again, I'm not religious at all. I could give a damn about a religion. All right, but I understand what's going on. And I'm moving in God's light. The light bearers. Okay? You got to understand. The light, you got to shine that light when it's dark. A lot of folks shall perish for the lack of knowledge because they're down in the dark. Somebody got to spark the light. Somebody got to spark the light. Okay? There's a physical being, then there's a spiritual being. There's a private side, there's a public side. There's that guy move with clean hands, which talks about equity. Equity basically means equal, fairness. Yeah, a lot of people don't like the light. Imagine going to a club and it's bright as hell. You know, most people like them dark-ass clubs, you know. They can kind of hide if they a man or a woman. A lot of folks looking like horses in the dark. You don't know which you're dancing with. She feeling like she look good, but feeling great. She turn around and it's like, what? You loaded on bills and all type of drugs. And yeah, you down there in the dark. A lot of people do things in the dark that they wouldn't do in the light. All right, we know that. Okay? So imagine you thinking you're in the light because you've been in the dark for so long. All right? Have you ever been in the dark for so long you can start seeing little things in the dark? All right? I might be going a little too far. Maybe call me crazy. All right? Y'all ever seen like at nighttime? All right? I mean, if you go outside at nighttime, if you live in the country or something like that, like you kind of look at things for a while before you can kind of start seeing things, right? All right, so imagine some of us are so in the dark for so long that we're able to see things in the dark, and that's why. All right, so we back. All right, so think about it. A lot of us are in the dark so much, meaning we have learned to like job. We have learned to be okay with a 40-hour work week. We have learned to be okay with trapping. We have learned to be okay with starting business for the purpose of having multiple streams of income. Nowhere in the Bible does it say it does that. Nowhere in the law does it say do that. So who the hell are we listening to? Who the hell are we listening to? Anybody telling you go get a job, they do not have your best interest. The very first thing you need to tell a person that needs a job is, hey, man, you need to read your laws, read your rights. A lot of people say, man, it's going to take forever. Well, get started. Get the digging then. You might want to start sooner than later. And what a lot of people do, man, I ain't got time to learn that. And then they come to some money, and then they be in the same situation a year later, 2 years later, 3 years, it's the same cycle when they could have just learned their information, sacrificed some time, learned the information. Okay? And then by the time they look up, they will never have to live the old life they live. I laugh at my old life. When I wasn't reading, thinking I was doing good, keeping the bills paid, man, I was a loser. All right? And I tell my old self that all the time. I be what? I be bullying my lower self. Like, you peasants had me out there going to work, not reading no application. The application was a security interest, so literally they're paying me out of my own interest at the job, which is involuntary slavery, and involuntary slavery is legal. No, involuntary is illegal. Voluntary slavery is legal. Hell yeah, I'll be whooping my lower self ass. What? don't let that motherfucker say nothing. He don't have no say-so. All right, he used to have all the say-so. We don't listen to him anymore. We don't listen to our lower self anymore. Our lower selves used to tell us to be humble. Our time is coming. It never did. Okay, our lower self was telling us, I can work 85 hours. I just need overtime. I need that overtime money. Our lower self was telling us that, hey, our skin is a little darker, so these laws, those certain rights that people are doing, that's not for us. You know what I'm saying? Taking knees, wearing dashikis, ain't even from Africa. You know what I'm saying? Calling myself for more when there's history before that. That slipped out, okay? I was not supposed to say that on camera, okay? Please don't come to my events lined up, ready to beat me up, okay? I'm just saying how it is, family. Today is Sunday, okay? All right? I don't want to have to lose any. Okay. All right. I know you're thinking like, did he say what I just said? I know. All right. I know. So I'm gonna say it again. You know, folks saying my lower self saying you're supposed to be a moral, and I'm finding out this history before that. That was my lower self telling me that. Yeah. A lot of people, when I changed my name, a lot of people say, well, how the hell you say you ain't from Africa and you got an African name? Yo, I can be inspired by an African king. What? That don't mean I'm African. I was inspired by what he did. It wasn't because he was so rich. I was inspired by the things he did. When I learned that Musa will walk through your city, beat up for about 2-3 months, turn it up. First of all, he moving with 40,000 people. They said you can hear him, all right, before he came. All right, you can hear his band, okay, before they even got there. So imagine somebody got 2 12s in a box Chevy. You hear them coming before they come around, boom, boom. But this, you hear motherfuckers miles away. Boom, 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 boom. Like you was like, what the hell is going on? What in the world is that? Is that him? Is that who we thinking? Because you got your own soundtrack. You got to remember, they didn't have radios back then. So how you remember songs was spread word to mouth. So when somebody heard, they would mimic the song. If you ever hear this song, boom, 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 boom. And you know that's a king coming. What? Because you had war calls. When you heard something like boom, boom, that might be war. Like, hey, we coming to tear your shit down. All right? But this is the other way. Oh my God, there's a king coming. Let's clean up. Get all the homeless people out the fucking way. Goddamn, clean this shit up. Clean it. Move all the ugly ass animals to the back. All right, okay, we gotta put our best out here. Then when they get there, all the folks in the city be holding damn meals and all right, that's how it be. All right, but people just didn't pop up to your city, family. People just didn't pop up to your house. It was a notice being sent. A messenger rolled in on goddamn. Y'all remember on 300? And you know what? We going there today. Forget it. We going there today. Y'all remember in 300? Y'all remember he was like, motherfucker, this is Sparta. You remember he kicked Buddy in the hole? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that was a Moor. Y'all remember he said, Moor, watch your tone. Because here we kill messengers. We stepping on toes today. But we ain't trying to create no enemies. We stepping on toes, but we ain't trying to create no enemies. It was the Moors that was that middleman, a lot of wars. It was the Moors that middleman a lot of wars. Some of y'all can't say that. Who showed a group how to get over here? Who? How? And then I sat down talking to my lady one day. I said, you know what? What if there was a party that looked like a party, but that party, let's just say they was kind of envious of a certain party, so they created a whole nother party that looked totally different. Now the world thinking it's them that's doing it, while the real folks that are responsible get to play middleman, backstage. Yes, my friends. Yes. Okay. Yes. Just listen to it. Let it marinate. Yes. All right. Somebody had to show somebody how to do certain things. All skin ain't kin. All skin ain't kin. I know what you've been reading, my family. All I want you to do is, what were we doing before the word Moor was even expressed? Because if you talk to real Native Americans that were here already, they said the Moors were the Black Europeans. They didn't even call them Black Europeans. They just said Europeans. So what if the Europeans, we thought they was talking about Caucasians, the Europeans was actually the ones that looked like them, because that was an ongoing war. Throw that into your basket. All right, let that sizzle in your mental. Okay, hell yeah. What? Yeah. Came on over. All right, we wasn't Moors. Like what? There's no native tribe that ever called themselves Moors. You Chickasaw, Seminole, okay, what no damn Moor. What is this? And you got all these Native Americans saying that they're Moor because somebody has introduced you to some information, which is cool. I'm not knocking. I'm just saying, hey, just because you heard some information don't mean you gotta just indoctrinate yourself. Okay, I'm this. I went from Christian, I went to Muslim, I went to, Buddhism, Hinduism, Pan-African, following Marcus Garvey. You know what I'm saying? Like I because my mind was over. I went here. I was like, wait a minute, man, what the fuck am I doing? Playing musical chairs. Okay? And I said, every time I find another civilization before that civilization, I'm going to eliminate that civilization. So a lot of people ask me about Moor. I'm like, yo, there's more history before Moors. Why would I call myself Moor? I'll be disrespecting my ancestors that was here before the Moors. And I'm not European. I already did my trace. My folks was here. Okay? So again, yeah, y'all can say Moor is here, but Moor was here. No, it wasn't. No tribe has ever called themselves Moors, family. That is European. And I'm not talking about Caucasian European. I'm talking about melanated European. That's how you got, it's like two conversations going on. Y'all ever hear them like, whoa, black folks was the ones that did it first. We the one that taught them how to do this. We taught them how to do this. Y'all gotta remember, we didn't teach no one how to do anything. We was minding our business over here trying to put our things together. The ones overseas had to teach someone how to get on the boats and how to clean and how to season and how to, that's great, but that's why I said I don't see it as an accomplishment. Saying we was the first ones to season food. We was the first ones to, because it didn't make sense to me. I was like, okay, if that's the case, if so many people says that, this is what brings in race. All right, because a lot of people in my community feel like this is a white man's world. I used to believe that too because my folks around me was putting that slave mumbo jumble on me. Okay, let me like, yo, you ain't gonna be able to go only so far because it's gonna be a white man somewhere that's gonna step on you. And I ain't had a white man step on me yet that I've been informed. Okay, yet. All right, so again, I gave up the word black. I gave up saying African American. I gave up all that slave mumbo jumbo. Not saying slavery didn't happen, but I'm not about to sit here and keep talking about it. All right, and I remember being the person saying, we got to keep talking about it because we're going to forget if we don't talk about it. No, we ain't going to forget nothing. We can live through it. We see it. Okay, what is this? I'm a man of solutions now. Okay? Again, for all the folks that said I'm wrong on Moors, how far does the Moors, was the Moors the first people? They say I'm wrong. Was the Moors the first people? Because I can pull up plenty of civilizations that was around before anybody expressed the word Moor. Can we? Was the Moors the first people? Okay, the word Moor. Okay, you say it's not people. So what is it? So what is it? Now it's not people. Now I thought it was Moorish people. You okay? Moors just describes the people of color. Okay, so who described the people of color? Must have been somebody that wasn't of color, my friend. Ah! So don't let me get to thinking of Caucasian named Moors. I get the term. I get the term. Who created the term? Why would a person of color say Moor means person of color? Who? It had to be somebody that wasn't of color that said, you know what? Moor is the people of color. Come on, man. This isn't rocket science, family. But the thing is, a lot of ego holding like, I done did so much study. I done did so much. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay? Because no one over here was calling themselves Moors. We didn't need to identify as that. We knew we could see that you were of color. We didn't have to say Moor. Caucasian had to say that. You know the Moors people down there. That was Caucasian. So all you Moors, where did the word come from? If it means people, because somebody just said it means people of color. Okay, so that means the very first people of color was called Moors, right? Now, come on, fam. What you gonna do? You say I was wrong. Now you saying we identify as a nation of Moors. What does that mean is what I'm trying to get to. That's what I'm saying. I get it. A nation of Moor. If Moorish history only goes so far, that's what I'm saying. You gotta be thick. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be able to be like, oh shit. Cause that's what I had to do. Nationality, since when? It probably is now, but I get it is now. I get it now. All right. So I'm saying, when did it become a nationality? So you're saying it was a nation of Moors, meaning Moor means people of color, meaning there was a nation of people of color. Why did that have to be expressed is what I'm trying to say. I understand Moor describes the dark-skinned people, meaning somebody had to say that wasn't dark-skinned. Because why would a dark-skinned person have to identify themselves as a Moor when they can just say dark-skinned? I get it. So they can create their own government. Okay, I get it. Yeah, it sounds like Moor is just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, like you said, it's a nation that came together and like, yo, this is what we're going to do. It's no different somebody creating something up and saying, yo, we're the nation. It's the same thing. But people be coming to me and say, boy, hey, bro, you a Moor. I'm like, no, I'm not. You're a Moor. I'm not a Moor, okay? My skin isn't black. Us that was already here on these lands over here in America, we didn't have to identify as that. We didn't have to say, hey, I'm Moor. Think about it. We've been on subject of hand. BT, what is that? BTI 127. We've been on the subject. This probably not your subject because you don't have the same complexion, so it doesn't affect your life. You see what I'm saying? Just probably doesn't affect a lot of folks that's not hearing what I'm saying, okay? This is the subject. All right, there's a big battle going on right now. Are we African? Are we Moors? Are we... You see what I'm saying? I'm saying none of that stuff matters. A person got to keep on being informed. All right. Now I believe that it's a government meant to govern the people. It's a government meant to govern the people. I mean, Moors science, Moors idea was meant to govern the Moorish people. Meaning it wasn't around all the time. Okay, that's why I don't call myself Moor. No disrespect to no Moors, but I just had something to say when somebody say, yo, we're all supposed to be more. Like, yo, take that mumbo jumbo over there. Keep that to yourself. Stop throwing labels on us that never called ourselves Moor. Nowhere in America did we ever say we was Moors. We had actual tribes. Even the Trail of Tears, they removed 190,000 different tribes from the southeast region. So from them, they moved 180,000 tribes, not people, tribes. And each tribe could have like 2,000 people in it. You see what I'm saying? Remove those folks and sent them out west, sent them up north. None of those tribes was called Moors. I will even go even a little further. I don't think Moors were ever slaves. Me personally. Why would they be? I don't think they were ever slaves. I think some Moors helped the African trade system. I think if it wasn't for the Moors, I don't think that trade system could have been as big as it was. I definitely would say that. For sure. For facts. All right? Because every kingdom you always seen like a, it was like, it might be a all white and that one melanated person. A lot of people think that's the king's servant. No, that's the king's information guy. That's the king's information. Hey, bro, you got some information for me? Yes. This is how you do this. 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 You're like, okay, bet. And then the king goes say it like he discovered it, but that more was his insight. That was his inside guidance. Okay? You didn't see a bunch of them. You probably seen 1, 2. Okay? It was for information purposes. That's why I say Moors middleman a lot of wars. I think Moors have been playing both sides. Okay, me personally, and a lot of feelings I have don't really be wrong when I really do my digging. You see what I'm saying? When I found out Moors had it was history and civilization before Moors, way before Moors, that let me know, okay, let me pin on this group right here. I see this group popping up in history. I see this group, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, what is their part in the slave trade? Even being Moorish, that sounds like Jew-ish. Who taught who how to row them boats? It definitely wasn't us. All right. Why would we need to go to Europe to show people how to get over here? Why, you know what I'm saying? That's not how we did things. That's not how we did things. That's not how we did things. Okay, that's not how we did things. We never did it like that. Okay, so me, that's why I don't ever call myself a Moor, because I know Moors are melanated Europeans. All right. Melanated Europeans. All right. When you talk to melanated tribal members, all right, just like I heard a woman that lived in Texas, she says that she lives in West Florida. I'm gonna say that slow so y'all kind of hear what I'm saying. She lives in Texas, but she says she lives in West Florida because at the time Texas used to be the western hemisphere of Florida. We're not Moors, family. You're Moor. You're a Moor. You're a person of dark skin. No, you're European. Moors were the melanated Europeans. Why do we think European means white? Literally, people say, we was the first ones in Europe. We were the first Australians. We were the first ones in China. Yeah. First Europeans. Yes. Yes, white is just a status, family. That wasn't okay. Moors were European in Native American tribal members' eyes. Okay, we're not going off what y'all think is. We're going off what folks that was already here. And they said they saw black Europeans. Okay, they say they saw black Europeans. Folks that spoke French, Swahili, folks that spoke, it was just different languages. You see what I'm saying? Because people came here to get some of our resources. They talk a lot about Africa, but they don't talk about here because a lot of this history is going to start to pour out. All right, it's a bunch of history. A lot of y'all are living on grave sites right now. You living on 4 cities right now. Going back 100,000 years ago on the land that you're standing on, you probably standing on 4 generations of history. Or probably more than that. Because here we knock shit down and build on top of it. So again, tribal members here viewed Moors as black Europeans. They didn't say black European, they was calling them just Europeans. You didn't call nobody by their color. You see what I'm saying? It was European. The lady literally said, and she's old, she said she asked her great granddad, he was still alive. Deep tribe member, meaning y'all, they never became worldly or nothing like that. All right, she literally asked her dad, like, oh, great granddad, were there Moors here? And he said he didn't know anything about that term, okay? At the time, there were melanated Europeans that came over here, okay? But the folks here didn't say, hey, that's a Moor. Caucasians said that's a Moor. Does that make sense? Because ain't no way a Moor called himself a Moor. I'm going to say it again. There's no way a Moor called himself a Moor. That's just like people call themselves followers of Christ or Christians. Jesus never said his followers called Christians. Jesus' enemies called Jesus' followers Christians. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right. So again, Moors, what's your history? What's your history before it was called Moor? Because I know in the beginning of time or in early times, there was nobody saying no damn Moor. Nah, I'm not black. And if I ever slip up and say it, I'm coming out of a transition of learning that I'm black. All right? I had to unlearn that, hey, damn, I'm not black. What the hell? Got me out here talking about Black Lives Matter, mama, having me fall in line with this goofy, what? All right? Because if somebody created a label, right, and said, this is the green people, and then somebody said, F all green people. And then you said, well, I just became a green person last year. I think they talking about, you see how we like group ourselves in labels? All right? It doesn't make any sense. What does black even mean? I know black means death in law. I do know that. Okay? And then when they talk about the dark ages, I know that was the age of Caucasians being taught by the Europeans, the Moors. When they say dark ages, see, we think they talking about, oh my gosh, it was always raining, cloudy. No, family. The dark ages was when dark Europeans, okay, was in the phase of teaching Caucasian Europeans. Okay? All right? So, I mean, I look at it, I don't group myself with no labels at all. I just call myself a law-abiding, say, consumer, law-abiding American. I'm all the labels, then you'll start falling off of your true, okay? Because nowhere in any book does it say you have to be this, you have to be that. You just got to be a follower of the word. That's it. Follower of the word. Okay? All bills are already prepaid. Okay? They're already prepaid because we've already been given rights. There's been a debt that's already been paid. Now, do I think it was a physical Jesus that came down and paid everybody's debt? Man, hell no. Okay? But there was something that happened in history a very long time ago. Okay? Where a system was, the debt was paid, the debt was owed to the people. All right? And that credit was given in the form of gold. All right? They started to see that the gold was really tearing up the economy because folks was robbing folks for their gold. All right? So, they created Social Security cards. Took the gold from the people, put everything on a credit card. Okay, now, but we tend to start using cash. Y'all know how many drug dealers get robbed for cash? All right, because you got a lot of wads of cash. Now, imagine if you had a lot of wads of credit. You wouldn't have to use your mattress as a safe. You wouldn't have to use money to hide it in the walls and shit like that. You wouldn't need to go work to pay bills. All right, everything has already been given. Everything has already been passed down to us. We got to understand the rules and regulations of this game. Not say things like, "Oh man, nah, I'm black, so shoot, I can't learn this. This ain't for black people." Or be a white person saying, "F the government. They just want to steal from us." That's like the argument with, if you're looking at it from race. A lot of melanated people may say these laws wasn't for us. The white man is white man that. A lot of white folks may say things like, well, they letting all these immigrants in, taking our work. They say things like that. A lot of folks that aren't from here don't really say much. They don't really say much. They'll say things like, man, y'all are very spoiled. You get a lot of foreigners that come over here and be like, y'all are very spoiled, white and black. All right? Not even to the point where they know that we have rights. They just like, yo, y'all can do a lot of things that we can't do in our country. We can't just walk into a damn bank and just get a fucking line of credit. You know what I'm saying? We don't have sewage. Sewage meaning flushable toilets. I remember working at a immigration reservation in Dilley, Texas. I remember seeing women and children come from El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras. All right, and I used to be the janitor. I used to be a sanitation guy. All right, so in the bathroom, I would walk in the bathroom, I would see a lot of women putting their kids over the sink to take shits, to take pisses. And I used to be like, no. And I couldn't speak Spanish. I was like, no. Toilet. Because where they from, they don't understand that. They don't understand that you can take a shit, put it in the water, flush it, it goes away. You walk off, wash your hands. Where they're from, you go to the, you might dig a ditch, take a shit, bury it, and you're on your way. You know what I'm saying? So I started seeing things from a different light. Like, damn, we are spoiled. Any person that's walking around thinking life is unfair, you are a spoiled little child. Okay? Anybody that says life is not fair, imagine how many people done killed themselves because they felt life wasn't fair. And guess what happened to them? They coming right back. Y'all ever knows when somebody passed in the family, there's always like a baby that comes right after that? Because you're born in the same family. Did you know that? A lot of people don't know that. Okay? Imagine how many people are homeless because they don't know their rights. Imagine how many people are going to work because they don't know their rights. Imagine how many people are on drugs because the financial world is just too much for them. Imagine how many people are aggressive. All right, domestic violence cases go on because, and I'm not validating anything, okay? I'm against all physical harm, okay? Any killing, stealing, destroying, I'm against. All right, imagine how many cases stem from financial situations. A lot of men are angry because their financial situation. A lot of women are angry because their financial situation. Okay? All right, so what is today's date? When is the 1st? The last day to get all my classes for $240 is on the 1st. Okay, prices go back to normal. All right, so again, you can get all my classes for $240. That's 5 classes for the price of $240. We even threw a free class in there for you as well. All right, because you need some type of piece by piece. All right, you need some type of play by play to understand how this goes. All right, and the best thing I can advise you to grab one of my courses. All right, you can buy them individually. All my courses right now are $80,000 or are $80. All right, just to basically celebrate us hitting 80,000 followers on Instagram. All right, so I appreciate all my Instagram followers. All right, but if you need a guideline, all right, to really, and also in those classes, I read the acts for you and break it down. Okay, definitely take class. For those that have took a class, you can ask them if it was informative or not. I've never, not one time, ever heard somebody say, "Hey, I didn't learn anything." What I hear is the negatives would be, "I learned it, I did what you said do, and it didn't work." And then I say, well, why are you doing what I said do instead of doing what the act said do? And that's how you could tell if that person actually did what they were supposed to with the class, or they just bought a class, thought they were just supposed to send stuff in. And a lot of people do that, family. All right, the product that I have for you is going to turn you into a fisherman, where you're not ever going to have to ask to fish again, okay? You're going to be a fisherman, meaning you're going to be able to catch your own fish, all right, cook it, all right, feed it to the folks that you need to if you have enough, because now you can go get more fish, all right? The power in this information is being able to learn it for yourself and help those around you. But you can't do that not reading. All right, so every single class I have, family, you can take it, you can watch it all day. All right, but if you don't read on your own, all right, a lot of folks say, when I read, I hear your voice. That's cool, but that just still show you you're in the transition phase. Because when you start studying and reading, you shouldn't be hearing my voice. You see what I'm saying? Because when I study, guess whose voice I hear? Mine. I can't remember the last time I heard somebody else's voice when I studied. That's why you want to study so much, you start hearing your own voice. Because when you start talking so much, when you start talking about it so much, okay, it's like it's embedded in your DNA. Now when you're thinking, when you're reading, you're hearing your own voice because you've heard yourself say it before. Okay? So again, all my classes are for sale right now. You can get each class for $80. All right, or you can get them all together for $240. I have a child support class with Deb Hawk, okay, on August 10th. All right, my next mentorship. All right, this mentorship was lit, y'all. I had a Hall of Fame boxer attend my mentorship. Man, huge. I used to play with him on fight night. I used to whoop ass with this dude on fight night. And the fact that I was able to see him sign up for my mentorship that we had this month, man, that was lit. Okay, that was lit. I had to tell him, I was like, yo, I used to whoop folks ass with you on fight night. What? I don't want so much money in fight night because of him. All right, so my next mentorship is in September. All right, my next mentorship is in September. Okay, if you want to sign up for that, it is available. Seats are limited. Okay, we're gonna do 25 seats only.
Okay, tickets are available right now. The price for that is $2,000. Okay, it is $2,000. Some people say marketing schemes are not good when you say the price. I don't. Well, why high price? I never understood people that high price. Like, I don't want you to ask me 100 damn questions, then you see the price and you be like, oh shit. Oh nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'd rather person know what it is. All right, understand what's going on, see what you're provided. All right, we meet 3 times a week. All right, meet 3 times a week. Actually, this month we actually are in week 4. We met 4 weeks. All right, because I guess July was so long. All right, but in September we meet 3 times a week. All right, no less than 3 hours. All right, we go over the information. Week 1, we go over breaking down the foundation, meaning the acts, understanding how to read first. That's week 1. Week 2, we break down how to properly endorse your bill. What are the terms that go on it? What does structuring our letters look like? All right, building our power of attorney. Okay, week 3, we start understanding court. All right, what are court procedures? What are civil procedures? All right, what are some things I need to look out for when I want to enter into a litigation? Okay, and then our week 4, we basically bring everything home. So it's basically like a month full of like a class. It's a real class. Okay, so imagine you getting the exact information you need to get. Think about it. Okay, and I would like to say for 2,000, because it's 2,000, family. All right, I get a lot of folks that literally call off work that whole month. I get a lot of people that have quit their job that month just so they can focus in on this. Because even though you're taking the mentorship, all right, it's a lot of beginners that take my mentorship and they get remedy way faster than those folks that haven't took my mentorship. Okay, because again, in mentorship, you kind of understand, like, again, this is hands-on. All right, we're meeting, all right, people from all around the world. Okay, we're meeting at a specific time, going over the information. I start asking each person questions individually because also it's a confidence builder in the class as well. Meaning if you can't talk to a class and tell them what it is you want in the contract, you're not going to be able to do it with the corporation. All right, we also going over how to build rapport with corporations. So before we send any documents, before we send any instructions, any endorsement, all right, we're sending letters out to the corporation to build rapport. All right, building rapport is to let them know, hey, I have a couple questions because I intend on moving this way. If these questions, go to a certain point. All right, meaning some of the questions may be, hey, I have a couple questions about my contract. I just want to see, does my contract have a security interest tied to it? I'm going to say things like, does my contract have a security interest tied to it? All right, I'm going to wait for a no or a yes. If they tell me yes, I'm going to say things like, okay, if there's a security interest tied to it, okay, who has title rights to instruct on what to do with the security interest? I would think it would be the owner, but I could be misleading. Now, you see what I did there? I kind of threw out an answer, but still said I could be wrong because I want to hear them say the owner has security interest, has highest title rights to security interest. Okay, so really think about it. All right, so when you're doing it, now I'm playing chess with communication. Now I'm playing chess inside of a conversation. All right, now they can say things like, well, technically, yes, since you're the owner. But I'm not over that. I would have to transfer you over to the department. That's why I'm gonna say, okay, cool. I understand this is probably like an executive department issue. I just wanted to see what were some of the issues I could get on this level. But you've been more than helpful. I appreciate you. You can go ahead and transfer me or give me some type of communication. All right, so I get to the right department. All right, now why do I know how to talk like that? It's because I've done call rep before. I've been on the other side answering calls. Okay, so I'm just trying to give y'all some of the experience that I had before I even had contract consumer law experience. All right, a lot of my ways of things I did before this really helping me now. All right, being able to communicate, being able to articulate myself. You can't be calling saying, hey, let me get my interest. Come on, family. It's embarrassing. A lot of y'all embarrass yourselves. Okay? You always want to keep a good relationship. We're not calling and saying, if you don't do this, I'm going to sue you. A lot of y'all do that and you don't even know how to sue. Okay? So think about it. All right? I'm building rapport. I'm letting them know this. I'm saying, hey, I have questions about this. All right, so instead of me making demands, I'm asking questions. Okay, literally. And I'm going to let those questions take me to the answers. And I got an answer for I got a response for every answer they give me. I got a response if they say, well, no, there's no security interest tied. And I'm going to say, well, does that mean I'm inside of a contract that's not in my best interest? Because if there's not a security interest, I don't feel like I'm owed any interest in. I'm supposed to receive valuable consideration. I gave you security interest when I entered the contract, but now you're saying there's not a security interest. All right, so what are my options now if I want to go ahead and back out of this deal? Because I thought I could get remedy. Well, not remedy. I thought I was entering a contract that I could enter where interest would be owed to my principal. I entered this contract for the purpose to benefit my principal. Okay? So you got to really think about it. All right? You got to really think about it. You got to slow it down because we're just winning with the conversation. We can say things like, I intended to enter this contract that was equitable to myself. And if there's no security interest, I don't see how this is equitable to me. Okay? So really think about that. All right? You're supposed to do this on all your contracts, on all your accounts, your lease account, mortgage, your car, food stamps. I got a lot of students that got food stamps because I got a lot of entrepreneurs that follow me. So I let them know, hey, when they're asking for income, do you make income or revenue? A lot of people don't know the difference. Mrs. Flourish Blue. What are you talking about, woman? Somebody keeps saying me to go live. Most people that want that just want like some attention. They don't really be talking about that. Yeah, asking questions is good advice. Always lead with questions. All right, think about it. A lot of people don't know the difference between income and revenue. Did you know when you report income, you're basically going against your consumer rights? All right, you're going against your consumer interests. You're supposed to report revenue. Do they ask you for revenue on food stamps? Mrs. Flourish Blue, I don't want to talk to you or your husband. Beat it. I don't want to straighten it. Straighten what? The whole purpose of this live is to get people to understand their contractor. Not for somebody to give us Moorish history, okay? No disrespect to no Moors, okay? All right? This information is for everybody. This is information that discriminate, whether you're Moor, Christian, Muslim, Sumerian, okay, Tartanian. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. Okay, but yeah, we're moving on. Okay, we're moving on. All right. So with the contract, understand, every single contract, you're supposed to have a security interest tied to it. So if they say that they have security interest, you just let them know, well, since I gave it to you, what are my options so I can instruct you to use the security interest to cover all debts owed by the principal. Say it again. Okay, if y'all, meaning this is what I'm saying to corporation. Okay, corporation, you're saying that y'all have a security interest. All right, what are the steps I need to do to instruct you on what to do with the security interest? Because I'm the owner. Okay, so think about it. So that's what I want y'all to start doing before you send anything out. Okay, you don't even got to grab my course to kind of have that conversation, but grabbing my course is going to make those conversations way more easier. All right. So with that being said, y'all, I'm out. Make sure y'all grab the courses. Tomorrow's the last day. Okay. All my classes are $80 right now, or you can get them all for $240. You can buy an ounce of weed right now for $240. Okay. So go ahead and get these classes. You get 4 or 5 classes. That's literally 8 hours long each. Run through those classes. Learn them. Not run through them, but learn them. Take your time, family. Take your time. Okay. Start reaching out to these corporations. Start redressing those contracts. All right. Until y'all see me again, peace and love. Make sure y'all be studious. All right. Make sure y'all read. Peace.